Good morning, Prof.
Hello, hello. It's so nice to see you again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nice to see Mong Marabu.
Yeah. La, it's another day, and what's the date today? Um, July,
Yeah.
July 14.
hmm
Yeah. So we should just welcome our listeners, and we are happy to be back um, with our show. We have not recorded anything for weeks.
Yeah, for a while. Yeah.
It has been weeks. Um, so welcome to the show, dear listeners. Those of you who have seen us in previous shows will know who we are. We have decided not to introduce ourselves too much. Um, but my name is Joseph Mbele, and today I have my regular visitor to this show, Lulu Kililuck, and we are continuing our conversations on African culture. And today we decided to change things a little bit and celebrate or talk about the positive side of our culture. Lulu has
Yeah.
written a book, two books. I've written several books. We talk a lot about the African culture, looking at the pros and the cons, the strengths and the weaknesses. But we thought today, let's just celebrate it a little bit.
Yes.
So, would you have a word to say maybe before we start the conversation?
Oh, just thanks to all of those who our regular listeners and those who tune in and those who leave comments and those who comment behind the scenes. We just want to thank you because you're also helping us to shape the conversations that we have. Yes,
Absolutely.
yes. So today we'll be celebrating our culture it because we kept talking about the things in our culture that we did not like. It gave the
Yeah,
misconception that
yeah.
we do not like our culture. We do love our culture, and it's from that position of love that we are able to see what can be made better. So we
Mm-hmm.
want to talk about the things that we love about our culture today.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Because at the end of the day, we may live outside of Africa, we may be like the two of us are here in the USA.
Yeah.
They say east to west, home is best.
hmm
It's a saying that is common, and I guess at the end of the day, we just want to affirm that.
Yes.
Yeah, we don't know
Yes.
exactly the details of why people say that. Even people who run away from their home country, they will still say home is best.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe there's a dream that's expressed that, if things are not working well, there's hope, there's a indestructible hope that things will be better. That's why, we keep saying home is best.
Yeah.
And everybody
And,
says that, I guess.
and I think home is the best. That is
Yeah.
that is your first school. That is your first point
hmm
of
Yeah.
socialization. That's your
Yeah.
first point of education. That's your first
Mhm.
point of almost everything that
Yeah.
you learn in life and how you
Yeah.
live your life.
Yeah.
Which yes, I think it's for me. It's my experience. Like home is
Yeah.
the best. Yes.
Emotionally, and otherwise, you are really tied to the place where you were born.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
and with us Africans, you think about where their ancestors are buried. You know,
Not like in Cameroon for us, it's not only where your ancestors are buried, it's also where your umbilical cord is
yes,
buried.
that's
Yes.
that's the same belief in Africa as well. That
Yes.
umbilical cord thing is. you know, indestructible and there's no way you can ignore it. You can't
Yes.
forget it.
Yeah.
You can't forget it. So there's that spiritual, or I don't know how to put it, connection. The
Yeah.
umbilical cord for Africans is very crucial,
Yes.
very
Yeah.
crucial. So as I was thinking about our conversation, one of the things I wanted to start with, since I guess many of our listeners are Americans, or at least some of them, one of the things that I find striking is this. I have worked with the Americans a lot and helped them, prepare when they go to Africa in terms of the cultural orientation.
Mm.
And when they go to Africa, maybe for a week or a month or a year or whatever, when they come back, one of the things they constantly say is, "Oh, the people are so welcoming over there. Everybody was so welcoming. They are so
Mm.
nice." Those impressions. The
Yeah.
hospitality strikes,
Hospitality. Yes.
yeah. And
Yes.
I think as Africans, we just need to pay attention to this. I mean, we can't
Yeah.
judge ourselves and claim that we are saying everything, maybe because we are insiders, there are things we don't see.
Yeah. We look at hospitality as an everyday thing and something
Exactly,
that has to be done. But people
exactly.
coming from a different culture that they do not practice hospitality like us, they actually
Hmm.
see it differently. And it's important for us to know that
Yeah.
the the hospitality is something that makes Africa a very beautiful and welcoming place for everybody.
And
Our
foreigners notice
concept of
that.
yes, our concept of hospitality.
Yeah. And
Mm.
foreigners notice it. And they
Yes,
help
they do
us to
notice it.
see
Yes,
it in a different way.
yes. And that's why we have really relatives coming into our homes whenever,
Yeah.
however, they
Yeah.
want, yes, they come in, but since it's a daily practice, we don't realize that that is
Yes.
actually hospitality that we are extending and giving people, making people comfortable enough around us to,
Yeah.
yes, to want to love to visit us, to want to come to our house because well,
Yeah.
having a guest is a blessing. Have
Yeah.
a place where people love to come to, it's a blessing.
Yeah. Yeah. And for
Mm.
us, it's just the way things are. We don't even think about it.
Yeah,
But when outsiders say this, that's when we notice it.
we notice, yes.
Yeah. So
Mm.
I just wanted us to start that way, and we are not even, concocting anything here. It's something that I
No,
hear regularly.
yes,
And one
yes.
of the things Americans find very interesting is this. They will go to some little village in Africa, you know, and as Americans, they will say, "Oh, these people are so poor," you know. But what strikes them is the people there are very hospitable. If they have
And
only a few
happy.
chickens in the village, they will kill those chickens so the
Mm.
Americans will have a good meal. And Americans
Yes,
find this very strange. Sometimes it's troubling because they feel, oh, when we eat this chicken and when we leave, the African is even poorer. But I tell them that's not the way the Africans feel. They are joyful that they are able to
yeah,
give
they
you
are
this
happy
great
to
meal.
do that. Yes, yes, they
And
are happy.
they don't even care
Mhm.
about whether we will have any more chickens left
Mm.
after the
Yes,
guests are gone.
mm.
Africans don't think that way. They're just happy
No,
you are here. Here's a good meal.
yeah, yes, and the concept of love within
Right.
our culture, it's very deep, very it's very deep, and I don't want to say I don't like to satisfying does not even measure up
Mm-hmm.
to the word I want to express. You know
Mm-hmm.
that so sometimes the English language itself
Yeah.
cannot give you the word that
Mm-hmm.
culturally with your dialect you can express something.
That is the
But
thing.
yes,
Yeah.
it's deep and satisfying and gives you
Mm-hmm.
this the feeling of intense joy and communion with
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
And it shows,
If-
like in East Africa, these Americans, they will come to a village and suddenly they see the whole village is celebrating. People are
Yes,
singing and dancing. Suddenly there's a big party completely unscheduled.
yes, yes. People celebrate with you. People mourn with you.
Yeah.
People are always that love builds a support system
Hmm.
in a
Hmm.
community that actually helps us not to go deep into depression,
Yeah.
psychological issues. It
Yeah.
actually elevates the pressure of being alone and dealing
Yeah.
with issues of loneliness.
In fact,
Yeah.
that's another thing I was thinking about. um, our communal lifestyle, the
Yes.
fact that we are into each other's lives all the time. People are
Yeah.
showing up at your place without appointments. You can never be lonely in Africa.
No. No.
And in the Western world, in the USA, and frankly, our readers, or sorry, our listeners can just go and Google this phrase, epidemic of loneliness or loneliness epidemic. There is an
Mm.
epidemic in the USA,
Mm.
loneliness, which is a very strange concept. I have told students, yeah, who go to Africa on study abroad programs, again, year after year, I was telling them, okay, you are going to be in Africa for one semester. If you see an African who says they are lonely, come and tell me, and I'll give you. In fact, I used to tease them. I used to say, I'll give you $50. And nobody came back and claimed those $50.
Mhm.
And I used it
Mm.
as a joke for every, new class, that was going
Yeah.
to Africa. We are never lonely. You cannot be. People don't leave you alone, you know.
No, oh yes.
So people will show up, they are going maybe to the field and they pass through, these villages, they greet
Mm.
everybody. They will stop at every village and say, "Hey, how are you here? Did
Yes.
you wake up well? How are the
Mm.
kids?"
Mm.
You can never be alone. In fact, it's
No.
very strange being here in the USA and you find signs, "Don't disturb,"
Yeah.
or even when they make a phone call, they ask, "Is this a good time to call?"
Yes.
Africans don't ask that question at all. If they
Mm.
call you and you pick up the phone, hey, they start this huge conversation. They assume
So sometimes they'll say, are you sleeping? Then when you
exactly,
say yes, there's like people who are sleeping don't answer the phone.
exactly.
Right. It's like they are aware that they're waking you up, but it's like they put you in a mode that you can easily slide into conversation with them.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
yeah.
I don't know if you have, I don't remember if you wrote about any of this in your books, but clearly I have. The topics that we are talking about now,
Yeah.
in my first book, Africans and Americans,
Mm.
I've specifically talked about this. Um, Another thing I was thinking about is connected with this actually. The phrase, "It takes a village to raise a child."
Mm-hmm.
Again, that communal thing,
Yes.
every child is your child, basically, as an adult.
Mm-hmm.
Wherever you go in the country, say Cameroon or Tanzania or wherever,
Mm.
if you are traveling around, if you are walking around, and you are an adult, any children that you see, you have the authority, the obligation to to correct them. You like the word
Yes.
correct, you know.
Yeah.
In previous conversations, I've seen you use the word correct instead of the word discipline, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Complete strangers will do that
Yeah, they will do that. Yeah.
to children wherever they go. I like
Yeah.
that part. I like that part.
Yes. Like what I write mainly about is about I love my culture enough to talk about the things that make me feel uncomfortable within the culture, and how
Mm-hmm.
so many beautiful things in our culture can be perverted
Yeah.
into something, yeah, into something bad. For example, when we talked about I talked about inheritance or the
Uh-huh.
continuity of family wealth.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that runs down the family. It's a good concept. It's the same thing that people practice here in the form of trust.
Uh-huh.
Yes, but unfortunately, you might have a trustee or a guarantor who is just out of order.
Uh-huh.
Yes, but the aspect of actually maintaining family wealth in our culture, for me, I think it's a very good thing
Yeah.
because it keeps the family united. It keeps the
Uh-huh.
family united, and there's always a
Uh-huh.
center where we go back to as an identity and as a
Mm-hmm.
people. Yes, I
Mm-hmm.
think just the fact that the culture actually makes you identify with a group of people and stay together with those people,
Yeah.
I think it's a good thing for our self-esteem. But
Uh-huh.
also, when I talk about that, it might not be good when you are too close. You are
Oh,
not
oh.
open to other people.
Okay,
But
okay, okay.
yes, yes, thing like I will always on Saturday we were at a funeral where it was like somebody from our village, and almost all of us were sitting there like, oh, if they not born you for come, then I will not know how you feel. Like if you were not born from my village, if you're not from my village, we don't even know how you feel about yourself. The pride,
Okay.
the pride and
Uh-huh.
joy of being a part of that village. And we
Uh-huh.
were playing songs and music from the village. We were dancing. We were happy. It was the culture itself in itself
Yeah.
birth, births happiness in
Uh-huh.
people. Yes,
Yeah.
so it is. I love the togetherness. I love the identity.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I love. It's. I think African culture for me, it's like it's it's the most beautiful experience that I have
Yeah.
had
Yeah.
growing up.
Yeah.
I might have lived here in the U.S. for a while, but
Mm-hmm.
I would tell you I am still a student of this culture
Mm-hmm.
because I
Mm-hmm.
am still learning every day,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
because it is individualistic.
Yeah.
It takes time to understand the whole body of the culture, how it functions, because
Mm-hmm.
it's with each person that you get to have an experience, with
Yeah.
another person that you have to have an experience. So it takes a longer time for you
Mm-hmm.
to put in that experience. But in the
Mm-hmm.
African culture, it takes a shorter time because it's
Uh-huh.
like the whole community is doing the same thing and engaging in the same things.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, in the Western, should I say Western, Western tradition, um, there's this concept of, you know, they use the word man, meaning human being, of course. Man
Yes.
is a social being, they say.
Yes.
You know, it's a pity we use the word man, but the meaning is the human being is a
It's a
social
social being.
being,
Yeah.
which is a very profound statement. And it seems to me the way our culture, our African culture works, actually it follows that philosophy in a real
Mm,
way.
mm,
Um, Even in our folk tales, and I like very much to refer to folk tales, if there is a folk tale which says there was a man or there was a woman who lived all by himself or lived all by herself, the Africans sense there is something terribly wrong here.
yeah.
Yeah, you are not supposed to live by yourself. They will most probably have the sense that this is an evil person. The mere
Yes.
fact that they live alone,
Yes.
the African
Questionable.
interpretation
Yes.
is not just
Mm,
antisocial, this could be a witch or something.
yes.
In the
I
folk
get it.
tales, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, an
And
evil person, yeah.
you see, and when they're sharing the folk tales, they're always sharing it when people are sitting in a group,
Mm-hmm.
either under the tree or sitting around the fireside,
That's the thing.
maybe drinking some.
Yeah.
some homemade
Yeah.
akpofo, ha, sha.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
so
Exactly.
while that passing, and that's how they pass knowledge.
That's the
They pass
thing.
down knowledge,
That's
yes.
the thing.
And honestly, me personally, I look at the way African culture disseminates knowledge for me.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think for me personally, it
Yeah.
is the best way. No
Yeah.
pressure,
Yeah.
no
Yeah.
pressure on you.
Yeah.
I can see why they could build pyramids
Yeah.
that till date nobody else has been able to replicate it,
Yeah. Yeah.
because the way they passed on the knowledge, it was not the pressure of an organized institution that breathes down on people, but it was a cultural institution
Yeah.
that spoke to the people.
There is no pressure, you say, and you are very
Yeah,
right. Through stories which are entertaining, through
yeah,
songs which are really, really a very good experience,
yeah, yeah,
through proverbs, through dances, through rituals. There's no stress. You
yeah.
learn while basically enjoying the experience.
Enjoying the experience, yes.
Yeah, yeah. So, and also the educational system through proverbs, through songs, through all these rituals was always very relevant.
Yes.
Nothing superfluous,
No.
nothing irrelevant. It was
Mm-mm.
tested over the generations, the
Yes.
wisdom of the ages, and they kept what was essential for
Mm-hmm.
survival, for the
Yes.
flourishing of the community.
Yes.
So it's not just knowledge for knowledge's sake.
No.
And nowadays, we write a lot. We put books in libraries. Some of them are actually useless.
Yes.
There's a lot of crap that we produce, and
Yeah.
store in libraries. But the traditional African culture, first of all, you had to keep all the knowledge uh,
Where it's relevant. Yes.
exactly. So there
It
was
is
no
where it's
room for
relevant.
crap
Yes. Yes.
because the storage is not limitless. You depended on memory.
Yes.
So you had to keep what was essential. You could not afford to lose anything that was, essential because
Essential.
that's
Yes.
mhm. So
Mm.
not only was the learning, enjoyable and
Yeah.
meaningful,
Mm-hmm.
um, and also it was calculated to be suitable to the age of the learner. For children, there were certain kinds of stories and
Yes.
activities. For the young
Yes.
adults, for the older people, it was all,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was all made to suit the age, you know, of the learner.
Yes.
Yeah,
And yes, if you go back to our like forefathers before colonialism, you realize that the way they structured the society, they respected experience.
yeah, very much so.
In the matters of land and cultivation and agriculture,
Yeah,
they deferred most of the land management to the women
uh-huh,
to
uh-huh.
understand how to use the land, to
Yeah,
utilize food. Yes, it was
yeah,
like the women held that knowledge because they were farming. They
yeah,
could tell you when it's wet, when it's dry,
yeah,
when the land is getting depleted.
yeah,
Yes, then the
yeah,
men who were like more like shepherds, they
yeah,
could tell you where the best grass is to go feed this year and how to rotate the crops. They actually depended on that experience, and
yeah,
the knowledge that was passed down was more from experience than just
yeah,
an abstract concept.
absolutely.
Yes,
And to add to that, age was valued,
yes,
and the elders in the community were highly respected precisely
yes,
because of that. The fact
yes,
that there were repositories
Yes,
custodians of knowledge.
of knowledge. Yeah,
They were indispensable.
absolutely. Yeah.
And that's where we, I think, are better than the Western traditions. You know how they treat old people in the Western cultures here?
Yeah.
It's very different. It's very different.
Mm,
And a lot of our listeners might be Africans who might not even believe this, that it's not a good thing in the Western culture, like in American culture, to be getting old. They don't respect, you know, th- they basically push the old people out of their lives.
yeah, that's how the society is structured. But
Yeah,
for us, if your grandmother, your great grandmother, you look for somebody to live with them, a
yes,
younger person in the family to live with them,
yes,
to accompany them through that time.
yes,
And they stay in their homes. They don't
yes,
go out of their homes. So it gives them the comfort of staying in a familiar area. Even if they are
yeah,
getting old, they can still
yeah,
function around that area. Yeah.
yeah. And then because of the age, and the idea that, the old people are the ones who provide guidance and
Mm,
counsel, and they have the wisdom, um, they are respected. I mean, honestly, we are losing some of this now because this westernization has not
it's
been
has
always a
infiltrated
positive.
our culture. Yes.
Yeah,
There's an African proverb that says that what the old man can see for that sitting down
uh-huh.
than what a young person can see standing up.
You see?
Yes, we have an expression like that. That's why it's like what the old man sees
Yeah,
sitting down,
yeah,
it's way further than what the young person standing
yeah,
up sees. Yes,
yeah. And
so
there are many proverbs like that,
yes,
or proverbs which convey that message. In
yes, about
Swahili,
wisdom that
yeah,
comes with age, experience that comes with age.
absolutely. In
Yes.
Swahili, for example, in Swahili, there is a proverb. Um, Let me say it in Swahili, I'll translate it. Asiyesikia la mkuu huvunjika guu. The one who doesn't listen to the superiors, and in fact, it means the elders,
Yes.
will end up with a broken leg.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Will end up with a broken leg. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and there are really a lot of other proverbs like that. Um, um, but we are saying this because we started off with the idea of knowledge, and you talked about women and knowledge, agriculture, and things like that.
Mm.
Experience is highly valued. And that
Yes.
translates right into the question of age.
Yes.
I used to tease my students here at St. Olaf College, where I've taught for many years. I used to tease them um, when I talk about African culture. I would say,
Mm.
I get all these emails here in America about some product, that will make me look 10 years younger. Take this, it will make you look 10 years younger. And I used to tell the students, you Americans, send me something that will make me look 10 years older. You know, that will make sense to me.
Uh,
Yeah, because
mm.
in Africa, having gray hair, for example, like I do, you know,
Yes.
oh, it consolidates, the
That
point that,
respect.
hmm
Mhm.
yeah. So these are some of the things, and I thought we could dwell on them, um, and I'm glad, we have at least, done so.
Oh yeah,
Um,
we have not even started talking about the beauty. This is just a tip of the iceberg. There are so many beautiful things. We have not talked about how we dress,
yeah,
how
yeah,
we
yeah,
dance, how
yeah.
we eat. We have not even started touching so many beautiful things that are embodied in our African cultures.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So, mm,
yeah. Um, the sad thing is, you know, there's now this thing we call globalization,
Mm,
and the behavior of the young people today,
mm,
the influence of the media, social
mm.
media, and things like that. It really bothers me how it's eroding, some of these things. I mean, you and I are talking here and being very excited. It's because we benefited from these
Yeah,
traditional
yeah,
cultures.
yeah.
Um, I don't know what our children will feel just listening to us celebrating these old things. Um,
Yeah, I think for me, it's to talk about it to them.
yeah,
It's important. Like my
yeah,
son told me the other day, each time you talk to auntie or uncle, people are always talking about farming, especially during this season. It's
yeah.
like, what did you plant in your garden? What do you have in your garden? I say yes, because that is for us. That
Mm-hmm.
is as important. It was even more important. It is more important than going and having a basketball match somewhere. Our
Mm-hmm.
gardening,
Mm-hmm.
what we grow. Like
Mm-hmm.
no wonder you people each
Mm-hmm.
time you talk about gardening. So I think it's also important for them to understand how important it is
Yeah,
for us,
yeah,
the
yeah,
value of that culture to us as well.
absolutely.
Yeah. So even if they might seem passive,
Yeah,
but you might see they do listen to our music.
yeah,
They
yeah,
love
yeah,
our music. They
yeah,
love our food, but it's
yeah,
just how you present it to them,
yeah,
in a
yeah,
way that is not challenging this culture because honestly, each culture has its pros and cons.
yeah, absolutely,
Yes. So it's
absolutely.
not like, yes, not present your culture to them as an alternative to their
Uh-huh.
own culture that they are growing
Yeah,
in, but
yeah,
more like I do it more as an addition
yeah,
to
yeah,
what they know. So then they would eventually know where to
yeah.
balance it themselves. Yes.
And talking about children, I really like the way we were brought up in Africa as a young person,
Yeah.
you are 10 years or 12 years, and you see an old person, maybe they're carrying something, you are supposed to help them.
To help them. Yes.
And that's it.
Mm.
Um, Now, those are things that our children nowadays are actually losing. They might think, if I do something, I need to be paid.
Yeah, I think it depends on the culture because when I was researching some stuff on counterclockwise while I was writing
Mm-hmm.
counterclockwise,
Mm-hmm.
I saw something in the Japanese culture
Uh-huh.
that made me feel like we are coming from the same people.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
If they are in a train or bus, an older
yeah.
person is standing, a younger person just naturally gets up and give that older person the seat.
Mm-hmm.
If they see a
Mm-hmm.
pregnant woman,
Yeah,
somebody just wakes up and give that pregnant woman a seat.
yeah.
So it's like this called. I think there are things that are missing because
Uh-huh.
of the lack of indigenous cultures.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Mm-hmm.
think that's the problem with America because like the indigenous culture was erased and they
Mm-hmm.
had to, yes, a different culture was introduced in the environment.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So yes, because if you go back to the Native American settlement, you will
Yeah,
still
yeah,
see
yeah.
these things that we are talking about. I
Yeah,
think, yes.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah. It yeah, the Japanese, I've also a book of Japanese culture actually. And
Yeah.
it's amazing, there are some of those similarities.
There are some similarities, yes.
Yeah,
It's not identical, but there are things that you
yeah,
can relate to. Yes.
yeah, yeah,
Mm.
yeah. So anyway, um, we will not have a lot of time because we have only those 40 minutes.
Yeah.
And
40 minutes is good for today.
yeah, yeah. Do you have your books there with you?
I think I have this one, the
Uh-huh.
Candy of Freedom, which
Yeah,
is
yeah, we
my,
need we need
yes,
to we need to talk about that, you know. Okay, so people need to know um you are talking about the culture, of course. Can you say a
yes.
word about that book?
about this book. Okay, this book is more like a my relationship with cultures,
Yeah.
either religious, social, or traditional culture. How
Mm-hmm.
they formed me,
Uh-huh.
but where I was having challenges as just as a human being
Uh-huh.
being seated in the culture. So
Uh-huh.
yes, in our culture. So that's why I talk about it. Our culture is very beautiful,
Mm-hmm.
but we should be able to identify the limitations.
Limitations, yeah.
Yes, that holds us back as human beings.
Yeah.
So in this book, I'm actually talking about the limitations in my
Yeah.
social, religious, and traditional cultures
Yeah.
that made me, it took away a bit of my humanity,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
which is something that I got to learn after that. Your
Okay.
culture has its role to play, but as a human being, your culture is just part of who you are as a
Right.
human being. It's not
Yeah.
all of you as a
Yeah.
person.
Yeah.
Yes.
Great. Um, and the good thing is you and I really, really are deeply, deeply immersed in just talking about our culture.
Our culture, yes.
And I also do this here, looking at folk tales, because we have been talking about folk tales here and proverbs and
Yes.
traditional. Um, I have invested a lot of my energy in that field, and
Mhm.
showing, my pride in our cultural heritage.
Yes.
Um, so there's this book where I discuss folk tales, and your first one, you don't have a copy of that first one, eh?
No, this is the first one. The copy of the second one, I think it's not
You,
here.
you don't have it
The
there.
counterclockwise.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We'll mention it another day.
Yes,
But
we'll
if
mention
people
it
are
another day.
interested in, in knowing a bit more, how we think about our African culture, they should
Yeah.
take a look at your book. And at the bottom or below this video, I will have a link
Okay.
to, yeah, where your books are available. I will have a
Yeah.
link to where my own books are available. And our listeners may want to, hear us a bit more through reading those books.
Yes, and they
Yeah,
would understand that what we do, we
right.
critique our culture the way
Yeah,
we do is because we do love our culture.
we do. We do.
Yes,
We
we love our
do.
culture. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why my latest book, this one, I gave it this title, which is a bit
Chicken
funny, Chickens in the Bus,
in the
to
bus. Yeah.
show how I love our culture.
Yes.
Where you walk around with a chicken, it's a great gift you got from visiting another village, you
Or
know,
you are a gift you are taking to somebody.
or you are taking that chicken to somebody and you are
Yeah.
in the bus with your chicken. I
In a
love my
public
culture.
transport.
Anyway, I think we can wind up our talk because we won't have too many more minutes.
Yeah.
It was nice to meet again,
Nice to see you again.
virtually like this, and to share our ideas.
Yeah.
So our readers, our listeners will know that we have not forgotten them. We have
No,
been
no.
gone for a few weeks, but
Yes.
we are back
We are back.
absolutely.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.